Yo, Joker, I got a question for you.
What's up?
If you could pick any animal or pet as your sidekick as a hero, what would you pick?
Do some kind of bird. Take after the character from Borderlands with the Bloodhawk.
Ooh, that'd be a fun one. I mean, birds ain't bad. I'd probably go with something like a rat or a weasel. Or, like a timber wolf.
Or a weasel.
Yeah, and they can just fit into so many small spaces of that. It's like, so we keep Nicky in this building. It's like, I will send him in. It's going to take us an hour, but he'll gnaw through the door.
Eventually.
Eventually. Okay, folks. We're going to be beginning the episode. If you like the episode, give us a like, comment, share with a friend. And, if you don't, get derailed. So this week's episode is going to be on Krypto the Superdog. So let's get into his real-world origins. So Krypto's first appearance was in the Superman story in Adventure Comics issue number 210, March 1955, and was created by writer Otto Binder and artist Kurt Swan.
I wasn't expecting Krypto to be so old.
That did kind of surprise me how old the character actually was.
I knew he was a somewhat old character. Like, he wasn't just from the 90s or the 80s, but I wasn't expecting 50s.
I was expecting 70s.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
At best.
That's kind of cool.
So originally he was intended as a one-off character. The dog attracted positive attention from the audience and returned 4 issues later and became a regular member of Superboy's cast. Because it's a dog, of course he's going to attract the popularity.
That's one of those, like, when they're just like, oh, it's going to be a throwaway character. It's an animal. I mean, it's an animal sidekick.
We are a race that cares more. It gets more upset when an animal dies on screen than a human does. Of course, the dog's not going to be a one-off character.
Oh, yeah, completely. Like, yeah. Anytime in a movie in that, when the humans are just, like, getting, like, taken out, I'm just like, who cares? As soon as the dog even just gets hurt, I'm like, no! Why would you do that to me? So Krypto had the distinction of belonging to two organizations of super animals, the 30th Century Legion of Super Pets and the Space Canine Patrol Agents. After the 1971 revamp of Superman by editor Julius Schwartz, Krypto made no appearance for several years. What you got?
May the Schwartz be with you.
Yes.
So the character returned suffering from amnesia in a 1974 two-part Green Arrow backup story in Action Comics issues number 440 and 441. His memory would be restored in the 75 Superman issue number 287. When asked in a 2006 interview why he, quote-unquote, liberated Krypto from the limbo kennel, writer Elon S. Magnin said, a man needs a dog, a Superman needs a super dog.
I mean, fair. I also feel like I can't remember if the Bat Dog stuck around during that period of time.
I just find it interesting that Krypto shows up in a Green Arrow story before coming back to a Superman story.
That's a little weird, kind of a weird way to bring him in. You would think they'd stick him to the whole.
Yeah.
I almost thought you said Green Lantern, because even that would have made more sense considering they're in space.
But I do like the limbo kennel.
I know
that was funny.
That's good. So Krypto had his own feature in the Superman family, issue number 182, from March to April in 1977. To issue number 192 from November to December of 1978, and was written by Bob Tomei. And that. So, I mean, 2 years for a character that wasn't even supposed to.
That's only 1 year.
Holy cow, that is.
That's 1 year and 10 issues, but still, for a character that wasn't supposed to be anything more than a one shot.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
It's not bad, especially like 10 issues. Thinking about that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So, in the final non-canonical pre-crisis Superman story, Alan Moore's Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, Krypto would sacrifice his life to save Superman by biting the throat out of the Kryptonite Man. The villain died, but Krypto was irradiated by him and died as well.
Wow.
I mean, I guess if you're going to have him go out, you're going to have him go out with a bang.
Right? And also just that imagery and that like
That is very brutal.
that is intense. Oh God! Before the because what was it? Pre-crisis. I love those crisis events. Okay, well that's kind of all we got for the real world. So let's get in universe. Dun dun dun. So, Krypto was originally the toddler Kal-El's dog while they were on Krypton. d-rael, testing prototypes for the rocket that would eventually send Kal-El to Earth, decided to use Krypto as a test subject.
Good to know Earth humans aren't the only ones sending animals as subjects.
Right? That cracked me up so much, just because like him just being like, I gotta test it on a live subject. And instead of just going out and probably buying something because he had the money, he just looked over, he's like, boy, come here.
But it is also nice to know that this is a good explanation of how we have a super dog.
True.
Because I always kind of wondered that growing up, because I never really looked into any of his history.
Neither did
so I was
I.
always curious how we had a super dog.
I always wondered that too, because I was like, was somebody on the planet just like, I need to save my dog, get him off the planet?
Right.
But,
So, however, Krypto's rocket would be knocked off course. The rocket drifted through space for years until it eventually would land on Earth, where Krypto was reunited with the now teenage superhero, Superboy. Man, he sat in space for a long time.
Yeah, that's...
Because at that point, Superman's an adult.
I mean, it's kind of similar.
A clone that's grown up.
It's kind of similar. Like, oh man, Krypton exploding just messed up everybody's escape plan.
Oh yeah, because I know Supergirl had a similar story. Where hers got knocked off course.
And it's almost kind of one of those things like Kal-El lucked out so hard.
Oh yeah,
that he got to Earth when he did. Like that, man, that went perfect. Okay, so due to the environment, Earth's yellow sun, and low gravity, Krypto possessed the same powers and abilities as his master, although his physical abilities were proportionate to his smaller size and species, similar to an ordinary dog versus a human. Certain sensory abilities of Krypto's senses of smell and hearing would be more acute than those of Superman, just as an ordinary dog's senses would be more acute than those of an ordinary human, which is kind of cool. Like, I mean, you can't, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense given the planet they're from and considering they basically evolved very similar, apparently, to Earthlings.
Yeah, just with a different environment.
Yeah. So, they got pooches and cats.
Yup. So Krypto would also have super canine intelligence, which was approximately human level, though with his canine traits and interests still present. The comics would express this via the use of thought balloons indicating he was thinking, which I think is kind of cool.
That is. I did love that add-on, and honestly makes the movie coming out make a lot more sense.
Right.
When fighting crime, Krypto usually wore a gold collar, a miniature facsimile of the family Superman S, symbol for a dog tag, and a dog-sized version of Superman's cape, because that's adorable.
In one story, he was gifted a collar which contained a retractable cape within the collar that could be unfurled or hidden by pressing a stud on the collar.
Oh, that's kind of cool and advanced. And that almost reminds you of the Flash ring.
Yep. That's probably where they got the idea from, to be honest.
Actually, probably is. When not accompanying Superman or Superboy, Krypto has spent much of his time romping through space. However, while on Earth, he stayed with the Kent family, posing as their pet dog, Skip.
It's an interesting name to give him. Did he like skipping?
It is. I would like to almost actually I find it funny that he needs like a hidden identity, because it's just one of those like, what weird person can recognize, because I can't recognize two different dogs that look the same.
Yeah, no.
I could not tell them apart. Like, if there was a Krypto dog flying over, and then we found out it was our neighbor's white dog, I would have been like, honestly, if you didn't tell me, I would have never been able to figure that out.
It probably comes from just the mentality Superman already has from growing up and already having all the experience of having a secret identity.
I mean, at
He's
least
just like, we're just going to continue it with you because it's just habit.
True. Okay.
So in that identity, his guardians applied a brown dye patch on his back for disguise, which Krypto could burn off with his heat vision when he went into costume, quote unquote. Later, the Kents would devise a pull cord activated dye applicator and other methods which Krypto could use to switch to skip and back without assistance.
So at least they gave him a completely like putting a patch on him is better than putting glasses on Kent.
It's the same thing.
It's a little better.
It's just the glasses version for a dog.
I mean,
It's one patch.
It's a patch that looks like a brown spot on his fur, though. In that,
But if they did more than one, I'd give them more credit.
turn him into a Dalmatian, basically.
Exactly. And maybe have the spots not always be the same. But if it's going to be the same patch in one spot and one patch, that's just as bad as having glasses. Because eventually somebody's going to catch it.
I think it's a little better, but still not by much. Okay, so, well, that's kind of it for the in-universe history of Krypto.
Yeah, because as much as I want to say I'm surprised there was really nothing out there, I'm really not.
Yeah, no, it was, this is kind of what I expected in that. But a fun character, a cute character. I like it.
Honestly, there's more than I expected.
Yeah, true. Okay, so let's see what medias he's been in.
He definitely had some more than I was expecting. So for TV, except for 2 instances, he pretty much only shows up for an episode or 2 in various shows such as The Adventures of Superboy, Batman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Smallville, Teen Titans, and Batman Brave and the Bold. But he has his own show, Krypto the Superdog, and shows up heavily in Titan Season 2.
Huh. I still haven't.
Which is weird because instead of being a white dog, they did like a golden retriever. So they slightly changed his look.
Interesting.
Which threw me off because I knew it was supposed to be Krypto, but at the same time, I'm like, is that Krypto or is that just some other random super dog?
I mean, that's always my issue sometimes when they change characters like that, because it's one of those, like, the universe is vast and there have been multiple versions of characters. To the point where it's like, wait, is that the character or is this a new one they're trying to introduce?
Exactly.
Stop messing with us like TV shows. Okay.
So in film, he appears in Superman/Batman Apocalypse, has a cameo role in the Teen Titans Go to the Movies, and is set to appear in DC League of Super Pets, voiced by Dwayne Johnson.
I'm pretty excited for that movie.
I'm excited to see Dwayne Johnson as a dog.
Right? I'm like, dude, that's gonna be a funny movie.
If that dog doesn't stop and stare at the screen and smolder.
Well, he doesn't raise an eyebrow.
Just in the theater and that the whole movie is like, raise the eyebrow, raise the eyebrow.
Oh,
why is he raising the eyebrow?
That really will be me the whole time I'm watching this. So he had a surprising amount of video game appearances,
Oh my God.
which I didn't even know were a thing.
Yeah, no.
He appears in DC Universe Online, is an unlockable character in Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham and Lego DC Supervillains, and is a purchasable playable character in Infinite Crisis. He is also mentioned in the second Lego Batman DC Superheroes, and was set to appear in Injustice 2, but was cut for unknown reasons.
Maybe because the people doing the game were just like, they're like, you want us to make a dog fighting character.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense.
I feel like that might have been why, like, when they presented, they're like, okay. What?
Like if it was some of the older style fighting games where you can where like your character has somebody come in and assist you temporarily, that I could see for like Superman.
Oh yeah.
But like as an actual playable character, why would they think this is an idea?
If they had done like the Capcom type of thing in that, where sometimes some of them had their buddies come in and help. But yeah, no. Not disappointed he wasn't in there.
Yeah, so that's all we got.
That was actually a lot more media than I was expecting on the character.
Same. When I was looking it up this morning and I saw there was a huge list, I'm like, there's no way he's really in that much.
Okay, well, I guess the question that we always ask, you a fan, Joker?
I mean, I guess for as little as we know, he's a fun character. So I guess I am.
Yeah, I'd say I'm a fan too. For anyone that's still listening, if you got something out of this, enjoyed the episode, or even liked the character before from a movie, comic, cartoon, hell, even that t-shirt that you saw one time, you're a fan too. If you want to jump on this train, why not subscribe and share with a friend? d-rael out. Y'all keep riding them rails.